Now we're going to take this dirty one. We're going to take it over to the chicks. Now we're going to open this. When you're cleaning, super easy for the chicks. See they don't get very high at all. So it's nice right now because we don't have to, they just don't like my hands in there right now. So we're just going to kind of take the top layer off, dump it in there, and that's how we're going to clean this pen until we get low on shavings in here, and then we'll just pull the whole thing out. So when we actually get low on shavings in this brooder, we'll just replace the shavings, and we'll just replace the tub completely with new shavings. Probably less, so we don't have to scoop it out, but I kind of like this, being able to scoop these out. It's really sanitary, it's really clean, super easy. It's almost like a litter box for chicks. Alright. So I have this ceramic bowl in here that was kind of level, and you can see before it was level with the shavings, and now it's not. It's not so level anymore. So I'm going to take this water and put it down and just take this bowl out. The whole purpose of this was because they can't really climb up anything without sliding down, so the purpose of this was to keep it level with the shavings so that way they could get their water. So I found a really easy way to feed them. And what you're going to want to do, see if I can. So the easiest way I found to feed them is in the first week or two is you have your feed, and this is just regular feed, game bird feeds, I should say. This is just regular game bird feed. So all I'm going to do here is take this, alright, take a spoonful, just do it right in the cap there, okay? And you can literally do this to a bunch of caps, right? So do that to 3 caps. Now usually I would recommend doing this on the countertop because I'm dropping food through, but this is just for kind of educational purposes. Alright, so they're starting to get too big for these caps, but for the first week or two, this is a great amount of food. Now you'll notice that if you do something open like this, they're going to get in it, they're going to poop, and they're going to, mine are starting to scratch this out, and I think it's more of a, I'm not sure why they do that. I think it's kind of a dominance thing, telling the other chick, like, no, this is my food, it's my time to eat. Now, this is where it gets super easy. They won't scratch at it, and they won't throw it all the way around if you do this the night before. So the night before, if you come in and you just give it enough water to kind of fill it up, and now I'm doing this with a spray bottle. Again, I normally just do this kind of a couple drops in the sink, but for kind of educational purposes, I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to fill that up with just enough water to touch the top. Now I don't know if you can see that. Just enough water at the top there. See, this is a dry one. So we've got a dry one, and we've got one that I filled with water. Now, this is kind of a fermented food type of thing, but I don't think this is enough food or enough time to actually ferment it. But the wet food, essentially what this does is it keeps it in the cup, and they're not going to throw it all over the place like this. So if you let this soak until the next day, they're not going to throw it all the way around. It's going to last them all day. Now again, this is only for the first 2 or 3 weeks, or 1 or 2 weeks. But yeah, so you do this the night before. You could come in and you could take this the next morning when you're coming in to check on your chicks. Pull off your top here. You've got your food from the night before, and you just put it right in there. Now the cool part about quail is sometimes with chicken chicks, you have to dip their beaks and kind of show them where the water is and show them where the food is. You can see already, these chicks, they don't play around. The quail chicks, they're super easy. They're gonna go and they're gonna go straight for the water, and they're gonna go straight for the food. Now you want to introduce the water first for your quails, but that's a whole incubation thing, and I'll make another video on that. And you'll see these guys, they'll kind of push each other around and trying to compete and let each other know who's boss. You know, that classic pecking order. It's just so fun to watch. It's been an awesome experience. We've never incubated eggs before, so this is totally new learning experience, totally awesome experience. So yeah, I'm gonna give them a little bit more water. Like I said, this is kind of a setup for when they're very small, like the first week into the second week. This is a decent setup for them. You don't want to be overbearing. You don't want them to drown. You don't want them to, because they will drown without the marbles, and they also will, without the marbles, they could freeze too. So yeah. Alright guys, enjoy your night. Put their lid back on. Alright. And now I could just take this, refill it, get it wet for the next day, and we're good to go. I hope you guys find that stuff helpful, interesting. Now that winter's hit, hopefully I can do some really cool stuff for everybody. Anything you want to know, certainly let me know. Rate, comment, subscribe, YouTube Mumbo Jumbo. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and we'll see you on the next one.